selling a home isn't always just a real estate decision. Sometimes it comes during one of life's most difficult transitions, from losing loved ones or caring for an aging parent, even relocating, or simply just needing a fresh start.
Jeff Nydegger, CEO and co-founder of Jeff Buys Your House, joins us now to explain the story behind the sale and how it helps homeowners. Thanks for being here.
I'm glad to be back again. Thank you.
Okay, you say that nobody just sells a house. What do you mean by that?
Well, oftentimes we think, okay, I want to sell the house. There's a piece of real estate that stands between me and my next move. But really, there's this emotional decision, and it's a burden, and there's all these things. But a lot of times we're trying to focus help people work on their next transition, not just the piece of real estate. So it's more than just 4-bedroom, 2-bath. That's 1,800 square feet. There's what's really going on, and how can we help?
Yeah, sounds like there's more of an emotional component to what you do.
For sure, a more emotional component. I mean, you've sold houses before, right? And bought houses, and it's, especially when you have a family, it's a burden. And I think oftentimes the word that comes up is, I'm overwhelmed because of the decision to sell. They can see the closing table and the trading of keys, but the process to get to that point oftentimes is like, okay, I need some help here. Especially if you're wanting to sell as is and you've lived there for 40 years.
Right.
It's a big task.
What are some of the areas that you can help people in making that task easier?
Well, our process is simple. It really is. We start by listening. I think that's where we separate ourselves from the rest. Our service really is, we're a cash home buyer that buys as is. But the process is we want to hear from, we can provide a customized, tailored approach. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not, hey, we'll write a contract and close in 30 days like a traditional route might be. It's really the homeowner, the seller, has a lot of control. They can pick a closing date they'd like.
That's nice.
They can set some of the terms, and oftentimes they're really worried about the stuff. They've got things sitting around. I've got all this. What do I do? I don't know who to call. You take what you want. We'll take care of the rest. That's what we do.
Can you tell us about a family or somebody that you've helped recently?
We recently had a seller in Downers Grove, one of the suburbs here, and they left us a really nice review in the end. And it's nice to get the review, to hear what people actually felt during the process. Take a week and kind of let things simmer. And she was going on and on about a house that she had inherited, her and her brother had inherited. And it's a very typical scenario that we get. We're working with the heirs now of the estate of maybe mom and dad. And she said the property was in really bad condition. We were very concerned about having people come in because of safety or whatever. And we said, listen, we're not going to make you feel bad about the condition. We've kind of over 20 years seen most houses in their conditions, but the seller's scenario is very personal to them, what they're going through. So they have their own memories from mom and dad and all of these things. So we come out and worked with them. We were able to buy the house on their terms and close on their date. And their review was like, you really helped me in a time of need, and we didn't realize this was even possible. And the load that was lifted just by, again, selling the house and working with us in this scenario was amazing. So it's really nice to hear.
You are a veteran. You are a dad. Does a lot of that come into play when you're working with families, understanding what they're going through?
Yeah, I think for sure it does on the veteran side. I think the dad, of course, we're learning as parents how to go through all these situations. But as a veteran-owned team, we got a lot of veterans on the team. And I think that should still stand for integrity. I think people that serve in the nation's military, you should feel comfortable, because I hope that they can trust what we're saying and what we're doing. And the time of business we've had with 20 years, I hope it means something. But yeah, as a veteran, again, every mission is unique. Every home seller situation is unique. I think there's a lot of comparison there. And we're always kind of fighting to the end together to get to the closing table. And it's not always easy. Selling and buying, and there's a lot going on, especially in Illinois.
Yeah, right.
I am curious to know, what do you hope the families walk away with, even if you don't end up buying their home?
I hope that they feel, if they're calling us on the phone and want more information about our process, or let's say we get out to the appointment at the time of their choosing, that they feel educated, they feel informed and empowered. There's no, let's say, sales pitch. We're not coming out with a portfolio of things to compare to. Really, we're going to say, here's our process, here's how we can help you. And I hope in the end, even if we can't strike a deal and move forward, that they say, okay, now I understand that this is an option for me. I can sell this way as opposed to the traditional way. Quite honestly, a lot of homeowners want discretion and professionalism, and it's sometimes they want privacy around the sale of their home. They don't really want a sign in the yard of the neighbors to say, how's the house going, type thing. So we provide a whole different solution to selling your house, and it's just one more option for people to consider.
Well, because I imagine in the case of the Downers Grove home, you know, people are in kind of a difficult situation to begin with. It's probably very emotional. They're not sure what to do. Options and understanding the process probably makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people in those situations when it's an inherited type situation,
Yeah.
I mean, mom and dad or whoever might be, maybe you were planning on them passing away at some point in time and hey, you're going to get the house and you're going to have to deal with this when I go. Well, when it comes time, and now it's really time, and it becomes this thing like, I've got my own life to live and my own kids going to school. We were just talking about that. And now you've got the burden now and an overwhelming thing of selling mom and dad's property in this case. That's where we can come in and shine. And we can, oftentimes in this scenario, this seller had several different heirs that lived out of state. So now we're trying to be the communication bridge between the house here and the person in charge and all the siblings who may or may not be on good terms.
Right.
And saying, let's work together to get this thing sold. And so that's what we can do. Provide a professional service, be great communicators, and help and aid in buying the house.
Fantastic.
So great.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
again.
back.
Appreciate it.
And for more information about Jeff Buys Your House and the options available to Chicagoland homeowners, visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com or call that number right there on your screen.